All right. Hello, darling. I was sitting here for a bit, and sometimes you just got to hit record, or sometimes you just got to hit play. Sometimes you just got to hit publish and just see where things fall. I was just pondering, I'm like, well, what do we need to talk about today? What is the theme for today? And it always comes up right before I hit record. So what a blessing. That is a reminder that my channel is opening up. Hopefully, I am but a vessel, sharing my experience, sharing what I'm learning day to day. I'm showing up day to day, learning something new every single day. How amazing is that? You're showing up every day, learning something new every single day. Are most people doing that? No, not that you're in most people's business. But I think we just need to take a second and be like, wow, showing up every day, showing up every day for 39, is it 38? Day 38. Showing up every day for 38 days, fasting, doing a juice fast every day for 38 days, denying your flesh, denying your fetishes, denying your substance dependencies, denying your addictions. I put way too many habaneros in this one. I put habanero and two jalapenos. No, not with the citrus. We got and a ton of ginger. So woo, woo, whew, this is a bit of afterburn. Whew. My goodness. Okay, and we're good. And we're good. I rather it burn than neutral. When you've been acidic for so long, you just crave the burn. You crave the burn. Yeah, but we're gonna talk about fatigue today. How it can show up, why some people show up with fatigue, why you can summon energy in a heartbeat when you actually choose your direction or you choose intention. You can summon your will even when you feel that you don't have it. And I know a lot of people feel tired, not solely because it's not because you're weak or sometimes you do feel depleted, but because you just don't know where to channel your energy. Your energy needs a vessel to go to in order for it to be conducted through you. I hope I'm making sense. So today I want to talk about fatigue and how energy actually returns when you summon it with intention. Just how I talked about I think it was day 36 video. As a recovering food addict, as a recovering hardcore binge eater, as a recovering repressor, suppressor, depressor, still showing up with the smiles, still showing up with good vibes, but can go real dark, in a moment's time. I know that in order to get out of the predicament that you are in or the situation that you are in, you call it to you. You call willpower to you. You call neutrality, emotional stability to you. It has to flood, just like a dirty bucket, it has to flood, the light has to flood the water out and clean it out. That's how you get clean from the inside out. I'm like true purification. You put in a ton of good stuff, like my juice, like a ton of water. I go through what, 8 gallons of spring water a week? And I also do, and so that's a little more than a gallon a day, on top of a gallon and a half of juices, not including tea, anything like that. Actually, I will put tea in my water intake because that's the water I use to make my tea. So yeah, deionized, reverse osmosis. I get water for like 30 cents at my local co-op. Clean, purified, reverse osmosis or deionized, which a lot of people know as distilled water, which is like the ultra purest form of water with no minerals, no nothing. That's the pure, like when you want no hiccups, you want pure water rinsing you out, you get the distilled or deionized water. When you don't mind a couple of minerals or whatever, of course, living entities, spring water, pH valley spring water, all that. If you want it slightly more purified, then that's when we go with the reverse osmosis water. And thankfully here we have all the options. Okay. So in order to understand fatigue, I think I've been doing this with a lot of things like depression, anxiety. When you detach it from your identity, you can actually observe it. Like you are not depression. It's something you called in to deal with the overwhelm or deal with the situation you just didn't have the readily available resources to deal with. So that's why I think about fatigue too. I'm like, okay, fatigue, I don't accept you as my identity, but I want to learn about you. When did I first start calling you in? When do I typically call you in? Is it when I'm just high stress, when I have too many options, when I am in a position where I need to make too many decisions? When? Like, we've been taught that energy comes first and then action follows. You'll you're never going to feel like it. It's actually quite the opposite. It's actually quite the opposite, Breezy. Did you know that? Your skin looks good, girl. I'm getting a little better with my makeup too. I think I'm just a little more patient, going for that natural look. It's it's doing its work in the streets. I'm not doing too much. I'm not doing too much. I just want to be presentable. You never know who you're gonna run through. Run through. You never know who you're gonna run into. And I've been caught. I've been caught. I said, "Nuh-uh, you ain't about to catch me slipping thrice. You ain't about to catch me slipping thrice." And why not? You walk different. You feel different. Um, when you look a little better, when you start feeling better internally, the makeup just complements with the glow that's you're already conducting under you. Okay. Fatigue happens when your system has no clear direction. It's not burnout, it's not illness, it's directionless. You are directionless. You're summoning energy, but you're not telling it where to go. So it's like, and then it just burns out. It just burns out. Like, where do you want me to go? Where you want me to go? What you want me to do? Mama's been working and juicing. I had so much energy earlier today. This is why I wanted to talk about this because I had somewhere to put it. I had intention. I'm like, we are going to do this today. Did I feel like it initially? No, but I just kept it moving, and I believed. I'm like, okay. Usually I start work early in the morning, but there's some things I just want to get off my list. I wanted you when you start fasting, you try to stay in a state that is the least resistant as possible. So things that are on your to-do list or things that have just been running in the back of your mind, you just feel more prone to just get them done because you rather feel at ease, rather feel relaxed because you cannot release unless you are relaxed. And mama's been you want to see today's picture? So my first um release mucoid plaque, which is why we're doing the 40-day cleanse biologically, outside of spiritually, getting closer to God, outside of rebooting your nervous system. We do want to release what is in our body. So if you're squeamish, so I showed pictures on day 33 of like my first actual release of like pot of dragon. I'm like, oh, I'm getting to the daddy. I haven't got the daddy yet. I'm getting the kin. I'm getting the kids. I feel like something's really getting loose in there. Really like detaching from my inner oh my kids. All right, I'm about to show a picture. So if you're squeamish, look away for like 2 seconds. But this is what I was able to release today. And it's been like this since this is day 38. It's been like this since day 33. Okay, you ready? Okay, can you see it? Yeah. Can you see it? Oh my gosh. Right? Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, that was only part of it. I've never studied the toilet so much. Every time you get up, you just want to look down and like, what else? Hello in there. How long have you been in there? Pleasant to have you come. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for releasing from me so we can carry on. I mean, you see some stuff like, is that an actual worm? Is this an actual like what a parasite looks like? Just like them anglerfishes that are on the deep, deep bottom of the sea, like what in the what is that? And that thing's been living here? Oh my goodness gracious. So that alone, I feel releasing that rubbery, alien-like, thick, just contorted substance, you can't help but get energy from that. You get a new sense of belief that will carry you through the end of the fast after releasing that. Woo! You're basically getting a new internal system. How many people are going to be able to say they did that? You're basically getting a new engine for your car. No mileage, no food, no nothing. Ah, that excites me. Do I still have cravings of that deep fry? Not so much deep fried. I would take a light sear of something, a light sear, but the plan is to go. There's a protocol after the fast. Some people say the fast is the easiest part. I said, huh? What you say? You said the fast was the easiest part? It may be the most simple part, but you said it was the easiest part? I might have to put that under consideration. I'm gonna have to get back to you on my feedback on that one. So the plan is to go raw to really complete your system. This is just a jump start. Is to go raw for a whole year to 2 years to 3 years. Fast until you release mucoid plaque. In my case, I'm still releasing mucoid plaque. So it's looking like I'm not gonna be done at 40. So until, as my coach says, until you're only producing little pellets like rabbits, that's how you know you're done. And I'm having full on bowel movements still. Where is all this substance coming from? And I haven't eaten in 38 days. Is this really what's been built up? Is this really, and I can tell my body's just, it's just like fill the dumpster up because she's sweeping it out. So I feel there's days where I know my body's working on my lungs. I just constantly am coughing up mucus. There's days I just know my body's working on my clearing out my brain. Typically, at night, I think I'm still so nervous to see something or hear something at night that I still am watching TV to go to sleep, which I know is kind of messing with things a little bit. So I don't know what I'm afraid to hear or what I'm afraid to see, but God give me grace and give me the strength to continue to be curious, just how I've grown a curiosity in most things. Okay, so why fatigue is so common? Well, we know why. Typically our Western diet. But outside of that, but I'm talking more specifically in why is fatigue so common after like changes? Um, your old motivations are gone. Getting through the drive-through, that used to get you up, huh? That used to get you going. Old pressure no longer works. You're no longer doing the brute force. I made a really pretty cool video about that. What the difference between brute force, white knuckling it, and developing psychological strength for the long haul. Um, your old motivations don't work anymore. Your adrenaline, you're normalizing your cortisol, so adrenaline doesn't really do it for you anymore. Stressing yourself out, worrying yourself, tightening your chest, doing all these habits that you've grown accustomed, and it no longer works anymore. Um, Urgency for most things have dropped. Um, yeah, and you feel like things you feel calm, but you're not necessarily knowing your direction. So calm without direction can feel like exhaustion. Sometimes you feel like, well, I don't know exactly what to do, or I have so much to do, I don't know where to start, that you just end up exhausting yourself, thinking about all you have to do, perpetuating the thoughts of the past, worrying about the future. The difference between rest fatigue and like aimless fatigue is some, I think you really just need to understand that some fatigue means rest, and that means like your brain needs rest. That means no phone. That means no worrying about what you need to do. With every thought that comes to you, just write it down and say you'll get to it later. There's going to be a perfect time to get to it. Most of the time, we're just mentally, our engines have not cooled off. Had not had a chance. You haven't turned your engine off in years. You haven't even given it time to reset. You've been needing upgrades this whole time. You haven't even given your time to reset. Another type of fatigue is just being aimless and just floating with no real direction. You have no bullseye. I can I can definitely testify on that one. I was just tired. Yeah, I worked, but I'm like, I usually can produce a lot, but if I'm especially if I'm excited about it, if you know anything about human design, I'm a projector. So I don't run like a typical generator. A projector is invited to show their talents, is invited to show um is invited to show as their gifts, you know? And it's so funny that I've been keep on getting asked to do certain jobs and contract work, and it's giving me energy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel needed, I feel wanted. Now that is a slippery slope. Like, okay, are you also giving to yourself? Yeah. I'm doing a juice fast. That's the ultimate giving to myself. That's the ultimate reboot. I'm not stressing myself out. I'm giving myself facials. I'm showing myself love. I'm doing things that the future self of me would thank me for. I'm picking things up and not leaving it for later. I make it so easy for me to make tea in the evening because I know I like it to relax. I make it so easy to take my, magnesium tablets. I just leave it out. I make it so easy to have my Himalayan, Lord, bentonite clay and psyllium husk, which are the heavy duty sweepers that your juice loosens up your stool, all that's in your intestines, and you're taking digestive enzyme. Everything is getting loosened up for you. And then the husk and clay come in and just imagine like thick chia seed pudding. That's what it is. When you're chugging it, it's like wet oatmeal, and it just attaches to everything in your system. It just brings it all out for you. It just takes it all out of the garbage for you. So I make sure nothing kind of messes with that process. This is why I juice 2 and 3 times at a day. Yeah, it takes 2 hours, but my future self is thanking. I'm not putting my future self in a vulnerable spot. I'm putting her in positions to where she can just take off step after step. She doesn't have to worry about the nonsense. Oh, I should have shopped. I it takes me a second. I have a membership, so I get to order groceries. Thank you, goodness. Thank you, God. I've already have a list. All I gotta do is add all to cart. It took me one day, it took me 15, 20 minutes to set that up. So I don't have to, it's just boop, boop. Okay, it'll be ready in a couple hours. As I'm done with work, I can swoop by, get my groceries. I don't have to, but sometimes I do. I actually want to be around people, so I'll grocery shop. People want to talk to you. I'm gonna tell you that. When you start changing, when you start glowing a little bit, people randomly want to talk to you. I told you about yesterday how I was stopped in the Target parking lot. I was stopped in Albertsons today. Oh God. Sometimes I'm like, Lord, I'm grateful. Thank you. I'm grateful. Thank you for acknowledging me. I appreciate it. But Lord, is this how there was not a young gentleman at all. This is a seasoned older gentleman. He was a black man. And I was walking to the restroom. I could tell, you could tell people kind of stutter when they step. So obviously they noticed you. He was going the complete opposite way. This is uncle. This is uncle. Okay. Came back. I had already passed him. All I hear, I'm looking at the T's on the other side as I'm going to the restroom. How you doing? I'm like, maybe he's talking to somebody else. How you doing? And I'm like, why did you wait? Why did you wait until now? I gotta turn my whole body using centrifugal force to see what you're talking about when you could have said something as I was passing you. Why does that bother me so much? Like when you leave in the gym, you pass the counter, you're on your way out the door. Oh, have a good day. You couldn't tell me that when I walked right by you. Now you make me gotta turn around. I may elbow a grandma coming from a swimming lesson. I got my bags around me. I'm tied up in the door. Now people looking at me crazy. I'm grateful. I don't mean to come off that I'm not grateful. I appreciate that I'm coming across open and I'm coming across more approachable and I'm coming across where people feel the need to either compliment me or converse with me or just be in my energy. And I was finally on the second, how you doing? I turned around and I was like, me? It, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. I just turned back around. I'm like, as I was. How old are you, sir? Too old. We're too old for this. State your intention. I just want to say hello. Thank you. Like Slim Shady from my video last night with the Jesus cross telling me how sexy I was. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, he's a loose follower of Jesus. Okay, he's loose. He's still expressive. I mean, he probably does follow the word, but I don't know if that is in living a Christian lifestyle or Christ-like. I'm sorry, not Christian, Christ-like. Uh, just telling some random stranger that they're sexy. Maybe I needed to hear it exactly like that. Thank you, young man. Thank you, no, young man. Yeah. Anywho, where were we at? Okay, okay. The difference between rest fatigue and like aimless fatigue. So we talked a little bit about the aimless fatigue of just not having a bullseye and you just have way too many windows open. So the safest thing for you to do is just exhaust yourself into oblivion and just take a goddamn nap. And those days kind of stack up, sweetheart. So as soon as we can get to the awareness about this stuff and know that this is what we're actually doing, the better we can implement a new way of doing things if we so should choose. So the difference between rest fatigue and aimless fatigue, waking up without urgency, having energy but no pull, like so you'll have energy to do things that don't matter. Like you'll start dusting your window shades when you know you need to be applying for jobs. You start organizing your dog sweaters when you need to look at that IRS letter that you got a couple weeks ago. And then you feel it's a false productivity. It's false. You're not really, it feels productive, but you didn't get what you really needed to get done. And then you're like, "Oh, what's the point?" You're capable, you're unmotivated. The body is just waiting for instruction. Tell it what to do. You are the captain, oh captain. You are the captain, oh captain. How we bring this energy back, how it actually returns. Energy comes when you give your system a direction to move toward. Could it be that simple? It is that simple. I'm the living proof of it. It's that simple, honey. It's that simple, shouty. It's not a massive plan. Remember, we talked about that. We can be on our way and not exactly knowing where that's going. It doesn't have to be a massive plan. It just has to be a direction. I don't know where I'm going to be in the next 30 days, but I know I'm likely going to be juicing. I'm likely going to be red light sauning. I'm likely going to be journaling. I'm likely going to be reading something. I'm still moving even though The direction is getting revealed to me. I'm 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 intentional with how I show up. That's my energy knows where to go. My energy knows to allocate it to juicing, to being a participant in the group I'm in for this juice fast, being accountable to my coach, being accountable to myself. Every so often, getting a couple of things done that I know will make me feel lighter, doing something nice for myself, making myself a hot cup of tea, giving myself a facial, giving myself a pedicure, a foot rub, going on my vibration plate, even going on my treadmill, walking, making sure I get my digestive. That's energy already allotted for. So now I'm like, okay, now I gotta show that I'm ready to expand my capacity. Having energy to do these videos every night. It's energy out. You think I thought I could do all this in one day? Work, juice, video, exercise, walk in nature, journal, take care of the dog, touch in with people, take care of business, plan for next week. I'm still dating. I gotta text gotta text him. I will. Okay. Got me a little something next week. He's been so patient. 15 years older than me. We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna see if that's it's interesting. But he does not look he does not he looks maybe 6 years older than me, maybe. But he's established and he's calm. He's grounded. Got grown kids. I love that. And I'm just open-hearted. He's persistent. He's consistent. He checks in. He doesn't we don't need to constantly be back and forth. I used to think that's how you know somebody's really interested when they're all on you. And the ones who have, it turned out very interesting. It turned out very interesting. The ones that tell you I love you after 3 or 4 weeks, part of you's like, "Of course. I mean, who would love me, you know?" But your intuition, that's when you're longing for something, and we're gonna get into that a little later, like relationships, but we're talking about energy right now, and just the intention that you need behind it to summon it. I promise you this works. I had no energy. To invest in this community, to invest in this juicing protocol for, was it a little over a month, runs you about $2,000. A little probably more than that. The produce you're getting, you wanna get majority organic if you can, if not, no problem, but it's gonna be wholesale. The digestive enzymes, that's gonna be, like, about $400. Um, Thankfully, I already had a state-of-the-art juicer, that was $700. That's $1,400 right there, that's just on juice and enzymes. You're doing about $300 in produce every week. The Himalayan husk and psyllium husk, that's about $40 every couple weeks. That stuff adds up. And you may think, I don't have the finances, I don't have the money. You could summon that too. I need it to go here because this is going to elevate me. This is going to evolve. That's what I said. I'm like, I'm going to bet on myself. And the money just keeps on showing up for some reason, somehow. Thankfully, wonderfully, miraculously. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But the intention is undeniable. Um, yeah, energy comes when you give your system a direction to move toward. Like just an orientation, one commitment, one rhythm, one challenge, one promise, just one direction. Energy follows intention the way breath follows movement, the way an inhale follows an exhale. When you have that just point of reference, that focal point, and you've just made the decision. And that's why I suggest getting in a community and getting a coach because then you can have somebody else think for you for the moment. While the inflammation in your body is coming down, while you're still confused and still have the brain fog, you need to be coached. You need to be told, this is what you do at this time, this time, this time, this time, this time. Okay, I could do that. I could do that. And then once you get on autopilot, your capacity starts expanding. Oh my gosh, I juiced for 2 hours. I moved some furniture I've been wanting to move. I What else did I do? Oh my god, I deep cleaned my kitchen. I deep cleaned my bathroom. I cleaned my living room. Oh my gosh. And I still made what I needed to make in my day. On top of all of that, and I still have energy to do this. And I sound pretty energetic, right? I'm gonna crash right after this, not gonna lie. I'm gonna crash. But that's because I've already my body's it's gonna show. Was that the Iron Cowboy who did oh my gosh. He did like 40 triathlons. He was like, I got to a point, my body got to a point where I didn't he said something along the lines like I didn't even feel tired anymore because my body registered, oh snap, he's just gonna do this again tomorrow. So we might as well conjure up the energy. He's gonna do it regardless, so we might as well just help him out. A willingness. I feel like God, universe, nature rewards willingness, rewards intention. So what summoning energy really means to keep this grounded and not so mystical. Summoning energy doesn't mean forcing yourself. It means choosing where you're going and letting your system organize around that. I said I need to be closer to God. I need to know his voice. I need to be connected to something outside of this 3D world, which looks so horrible, so terrible, so whatever. I need to get vision from something higher than this. I need to have the energy, I need to have the flexibility, I need to have the mental wherewithal to be able to travel how I want, to earn the money that I desire. That's the direction I need to be in. And then fasting kept on coming up in all different ways. And then a community finally came up. And there was just breadcrumb after breadcrumb after breadcrumb. I was like, okay, well, they can organize a system to where I don't have to think about what I'm doing. I could just fast. It's choosing consistency over intensity. And I'm a fire sign. I'm an intensity type of girl. That brute force, that turn it off. Mm, it's just a different season. Choosing commitment, choosing service to self, service to others. When the why is clear, why the body supplies the fuel. I told my body this morning, it would feel really nice. I feel like future Breezy will really love coming home to a really clean bathroom and a really clean kitchen. I think she would appreciate if we ran this kitchen like a 5-star hotel. I got my knives to cut my fruit, and you need specific sharp knives because you do a lot of chopping and a lot of preparation. And I'm like, I'm gonna treat this as a sanctuary. I'm gonna treat this as a holy place because that's what I want going into my juices as I prepare them. I think future Breezy would like that. So that's me conjuring up the energy to make my future self proud. And then when I come home and I don't have to worry about anything, I could just sit like a queen and just everything's already done for me. Everything's so clean. Oh my God, that makes me feel so good. Oh my gosh, now I can focus and I don't have to scatter my energy other places on nonsense, being distracted by all this junk looking at you, being distracted by all this nonsense that would take uh, 15 minutes to resolve instead of thinking about it for 2 weeks. If you had extra energy right now, just ask yourself, where would you direct it? If God gave you a wand and it was like, here you go. You have unlimited energy for 5 hours. Where would you direct it? Something probably popped up for you. Um, yeah, let's focus on conjuring that. Let's focus on that then. There you go. That's your answer right there. I can't tell you, but your body will. That's the direction your energy is waiting to go. Is waiting for. At this stage, I'm not tired because I can't. I'm tired because my system is waiting for the next like direction, like not the old one, but it's like, okay, we've mastered this already. Now you're gonna get stale if you don't try to expand. Energy doesn't like chaos, but it also doesn't like emptiness. I've gotten so good at this routine of sitting here at the end of my day, reflecting back at making my juices, making sure I get my juices in. It's like, okay, now it's time to expand. What else can I add that I will need to conjure more energy in? Maybe it'll be actually editing videos. Maybe it'll be applying to 10 jobs instead of 5 jobs. Maybe I can fit another walk in and that would help me ease my evening in. If you don't continuously expand on what you have, that energy does get stale. And you're gonna think you're tired and you're gonna think that, oh, well, maybe it's just time to relax. If you're not dropping dead, falling on your bed, instead you're just sitting there and like mindlessly scrolling or mindlessly watching something, that's energy. You need to direct it somewhere. And the feeling of accomplishing something and the feeling of getting something done and allocating your precious energetic resources to something that your future self will thank you for, oh my gosh. Oh my, that's maturity. I feel like that's maturity. And then you can rest easy at night when it's all done. Energy returns when purpose is named. If you're feeling fatigued right now, don't assume something is wrong. Ask instead, like, what am I being asked to aim next? What am I being asked to call more in? How does God want to move through me even more? Huh. All right, baby, that's all I got for today. Thank you for sticking with me. A happy day 38. Ooh, you are so sexy with your stuff. I mean, look at it's coming back. I still got some swelling and stuff right here. Throat chakras opening up. But like, we get some angles back in the cheeks. I'm down about 20 pounds and it's feeling good. It's becoming more noticeable. All right. Well, happy Saturday, excuse me. Happy Saturday, day 38. What a trooper you are. I love you so much, and I will be here with you tomorrow to talk about some more real stuff. Breezy Bree TV. And we're going to cut it right there. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. And keep showing up. We need you to show up, baby. Okay? All right. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, honey.